Palak Vadadia from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. Today we will discuss the subject that is network theory. And in network theory we will discuss that is KCL. That is what is KCL, how we can solve the example that is using KCL. So let's start our today's session of KCL. See, a KCL that is known as a Kirchhoff's current law. And Kirchhoff's current law states that the algebraic sum of the current meeting at any junction in a circuit that equal to what? It's a 0. Or in other way, if I want to say that, I can say that the incoming current that equal to what? It's a outgoing current. Let's discuss this in a detail. See here, you just consider this diagram. Here I have considered the 5 resistors and the current that is toward the junction, that is positive, and the current that is leaving from the junction, that you have to consider that as a negative. Now using the KCL, we want to write down the equation. If the current enter to the junction, we have to consider positive. Now I1, if you see, that is what is entering to the junction, so I have written that as a positive. Now I2 is what? That is leaving from the junction, so it's a negative. I3 is also leaving from the junction, so it's a negative. Now I4 and I5, these two current are entering to the junction, so we have to take that current as a positive current. And as we said, then we have to equate that with the what? It's a 0. Or in other way, if I want to write this equation, then what I can write? The incoming current that equal to outgoing current. Now based on that, we need to write down this equations. Now using this, we will solve this example. Here we want to calculate the node voltages, that is using the KCL. See, in a KCL, if you remember, then we have to write down the current that is incoming current or outgoing current at particular junction. And junction is what? It's a node. So in other way, I can say that the KCL is what? It's a node analysis. So here, first of all, in this diagram, we need to identify that how many different nodes are present. Okay, and then we have to write down the equation for each and every node. And then we have to do some mathematical calculation and we have to find out the voltages. Okay, so here we have to first identify how many nodes are there. So if you see carefully, then here there are the 3 nodes present in this diagram. So one by one we have to write down the equation for that node. See here, first of all, if I want to find out the V1 or I want to write down the equation for V1, then V1 is what? That is a voltage drop across this resistor R1. Now, see here, the 16 volt is parallel connection with the R1. And we know that in a parallel, the voltage drop will remain same. So directly we can say that the V1 that equal to what? It's a 16 volt. Because this 16 and R1 that is parallelly connected. So the voltage drop across R1 is what? Is a 16 volt. And in R notation, that is what? That is the voltage drop across R1 that equal to what? It's a V1. So directly I have written V1 that equal to 16 volt. So no need to write down the equation for the V1. We just write down the equation for the node V2. Now if this 4 ohm resistor, this is the 4 ohm resistor, you just consider that current as an incoming current. And if I want to write down the current, then current is what? It's a potential difference divided by resistance. So here the value of resistance is what? It's a 4 ohm. One side the V1 is connected, other side V2 is connected. So what we have to take? We have to take the potential difference. And the potential difference is what? It's a V1 minus V2 because I am considering that current as an incoming current. And current always flow from higher potential to lower potential. So we have to write down V1 minus V2 divided by 4. That equal to here. You just write down this current. That is what? V2 by 2 plus this 1 ohm current. I am considering that current as an outgoing. So that is V2 minus V3 divided by 1. Now you just take the LCM. So V1 minus V2 by 4, that equal to V2 plus 2V2 minus 2V3 divided by 2. Here this 2 or 2 cancel. And we know that the V1 that equal to what is a 16. So here you can put the value of V1, that is what is a 16. So we will get 16 that equal to, and do the cross multiplication. So here what is, it's a 3V2, and when we multiply this with the 2, it will become 6V2, and we have to add this V2. So total we will get 7V2 minus, it's a 4V3, because we have to multiply this 2 with the 2, and this will become our equation number 1. Now we will write the equation that is for the node V3. So here I am just write down, it's a V3, and here also we have to consider the same, that is incoming current, that equal to what, it's a outgoing current. So this 1 ohm current, 1 ohm resistor, that is I am just considering that current is an incoming current. So the value of that current I am just writing, that is what, it's a V2 minus V3 divided by what, it's a 1, because I am just considering that current is an incoming current. Similarly, the 3 ohm resistor, the upper resistor, I am going to consider that current as an incoming current. So plus value of that current is what? It's a V1 minus V3 divided by 3. And as we see, this 3 ampere current, that is also what? It's an incoming current. So we have to write down plus 3. That equal to, here the outgoing current that is of the R6, 2 ohm resistor. So that is what? It's a V3 by 2. See, actually this voltage here you can write down the V3 minus 0, because the one side voltage is V3, another side that is what is a ground, and the voltage value of the ground, that is what, it's a 0. Or you can say, see, if you see carefully, then in V3 total 4 branches are connected. So whenever you just write the equation of V3 here, you should have a 4 different terms. So you can just cross check your equation whether you have write correctly or not. Now here just we need to take what? It's a LCM. Now take the LCM. So LCM is what? Is a 3. So here we will get V2 minus V3, and then we have to multiply that with the 3 plus, as it is V1 minus V3 plus 9 divided by what? It's a 3, and that equal to what? It's a V3 by 2. Now when we solve this equation, see what we have to do? We have to do the cross multiplication. When we multiply, cross multiply, then here what will happen? It will become 6V2, then 6V3, then here it's a 2V1, then 2V3 plus 18, that equal to, it's a 3V3. See, now just we need to solve this equation. So in place of V1, just we need to substitute what? It's a 16. So 16 into 2, that is what? Is a 32. Then we have to add 32 plus 18, that equal to what? It's a 50. And then whatever the term that is here, that you have to send here. So here it is what? Is a 6V2, and then again another term of V2, you just find out there is no any other term of V2. So it will become minus 6V2, and V3, see here 6 plus 2, that is what? It's a 8, and here plus 3, that equal to what? It's a 11V3. So this will become our equation number what? It's a 2. So we have to solve this equation 1 and equation 2 in order to find out the value of V2 and V3. So let's solve this equation. See here, I have written my two equations. First equation is what? Is a 16, that equal to 7V2 minus 4V3, and 50, that equal to minus 6V2 plus 11V3. Now how you can find out this two equation? So you can use any method In order to find out V2 and V3, you can use the Cramer rule. That is, you have to first write down the matrix and then you have to find out the value of V2 and V3. And another rule is what? You can just do the substitution method. Okay, you just write down the equation of V2 in terms of V3 and substitute that value in the second equation. And another method is what? Simply you just multiply. See, if I want to, so we have to multiply the equation number 1 with the 6 and equation number 2 with the 7. So what will happen? When we multiply this equation with the 6 and 7, the equation of the V2, coefficient of the V2 will become same. So we can cancel out. So we will get the value of V3. Now, so what will happen when we multiply equation 1 with the 6? 16 6 that is 96. That equal to 42 V2 minus 24 V3. Now just multiply equation number 2 with the 7. So 50 into 7, that equal to what? It's a 350. That equal to here minus 42 V2, because we have to multiply this minus 6 with the 7 and plus, that is 77 V3. Now just solve this. This is cancelled. Now we have to add this two thing. Then 6 plus 0, it's a 6. 9 plus 5, 4. Then here 446. That equal to, we have to subtract this. 7 minus 4, that is 3. And 7 minus 2, that is 5. So V3, that equal to what? That is 446 divided by 53. So the value of V3 will become 8.41 volt. Now just we need to put this value of V3 in the any of this equation. You can put this value in equation number 1 as well as you can put this value in equation number 2. So here I am just put this value in equation number 1. So what we get here? It's a 16 as it is. Then 7 V2 minus 4 in place of V3, it is what? It's a yes, 8.41. Now V2 is what? V2 that equal to 16 plus 4, it's a 8.41 divided by 7. When we solve this, we will get value of V2 that is equal to 7.09 volt. So this is what it's a value of V2 and this is what it's a value of V3. And already we have found out the value of V1, that is what? 16 volt. So this is the way you can solve your example using the KCL. So I hope this example is clear. Thank you.